Hey gamers, and welcome back. If you are new, my name is Averia, but I go by Slay or Slayvria in World of Warcraft. And in this video, I am going to be bringing you along with me to get my second piece of hit gear. I have started this series where I am documenting my journey toward getting all of my pre-raid best in slot gear, and I am a human warrior that is going to be respeccing to Fury very soon. As a Fury DPS warrior, you want to accumulate a 6% hit chance when it comes to your gear. So I've got one other piece of gear so far, and in this video we are just going to be going through this quest line to get these Wyrmhide Spaulders. The Wyrmhide Spaulders are a pair of shoulders, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing them right, by the way, but they are technically not the best option. The best option comes from Upper Blackrock Spire from the Pyro Guard Emberseer. And so at my level right now, I'm just not high enough to go into Ubers. So these shoulders are just a really great alternative because they still have that 2% hit chance, and they're basically the same amount of armor regardless. So the quest line to get these shoulders starts in the Burning Steppes, and up in the northeast corner there is the start of the quest line. It is called A Taste of Flame, and it comes from an NPC named Cyrus. So I actually tried to do this quest a few days prior, but it was not doable solo, especially at my level. So while I was on my way over to the quest, I knew in the back of my mind that I was gonna have to ask somebody for help. So when I got over there, I saw a warlock just kind of running around killing mobs. So I yelled at him and I said, "Dear warlock, will you help me?" And he went ahead and whispered me and said, "What do you need?" And I told him that I needed to slay this dragon in the cave. So he said that he would come help me, which was really, really nice and sweet. And I think is just one of the best things about World of Warcraft, right? Is like the community. So I waited till he was over around and able to assist before I started the quest. You basically just talk to Cyrus and accept the quest, and then you have to click on him again and interact with him and say, "I am ready." And as soon as you hit "I am ready," this level 54 elite dragon will spawn. So the warlock just waited for me to attack before he started attacking as well. And his DPS was insane. Like, I could not believe how quickly we took down this dragon. But just like that, I looted the corpse, I got the quest done, I thanked him, of course, and was able to get started on the next part of the quest. So the next part is actually where he will send you into Blackrock Depths to slay Balegar. So Balegar is one of the bosses in BRD, and after you do that, you are able to get the shoulders. So I got a group and headed into BRD. And it was really funny. As I was running into the instance, this level 60 horde druid started attacking me, and I was like so annoyed, to be honest. I was like, "Can you just like leave me alone?" I was not in the mood. So I feared him and I was able to get away. And then as I was waiting towards the front for my friend, he came back and completely destroyed me when I had my map open. So I had to run back, but yeah, that's just the fun of being on a PvP server. But yeah, we got started on clearing through the dungeon, and this was a really solid group. Like, everybody was very experienced, clearly, and knew what they were doing. I think I was actually the lowest level, and I've probably only been in BRD like maybe 5 times total on my other character. This was my first time going in there on this character, so I was probably the least experienced, to be honest, but we definitely had a really solid start, and I could just tell that we weren't going to have any problems getting through the dungeon. After we cleared a little bit, we went ahead and did an arena run, and this is where I was really excited. You may or may not know, but there is an item called the Savage Gladiator chain, and this is the best chest piece that you can get as a Fury DPS warrior, but it drops from a mini boss named Gorosh. Gorosh is one of 6 mini bosses that can spawn, and then the likelihood of him dropping the chest piece is obviously not super high. So it's a pretty rare drop. But we didn't end up getting Gorosh. We got this mob named Grizzle, and so I knew right away that I wasn't going to get the chest piece, obviously, but that's okay. I knew that I was going to get my shoulders, and I'm definitely going to be back for the chest. Grizzle did end up dropping a different pair of shoulders, but they weren't anything that I wanted, so I just graded on them. And I also leveled inside of BRD, which was really nice. And I feel like the leveling is just going too quickly. I'm like really excited about it, but at the same time, I'm just trying to have fun and enjoy the process. We cleared so much of BRD. I think we did almost every single boss other than maybe 1 or 2. We even went and did the escort quest because some of the people needed to do the escort, and we were in there for a really long time, to be honest. But we started getting close to where Balegar is, which is who I needed to slay in order to get these shoulders. These dark iron dwarf mobs are the start of what we needed to clear in order to get to Balegar. So there he is. We were finally at Balegar, and I may have done this fight in the past when I did BRD, but I think most of the time the group that I was with just skipped him, and so I was very unfamiliar with what was going to happen. But he was essentially just a tank and spank. The only thing was that he did have a few ads with him, and so when those ads spawned, I wasn't sure if I should start attacking them or not. At one point, one of the ads did run over to the warlock, and just out of habit, I kind of picked him up and off-tanked him. And so my health did get a little bit low, but luckily the heals were great. So we took Balegar down, and he dropped a piece of cloth gear that I just went ahead and greeted on. But then you have to find the altered black dragonflight molt in your inventory and just right click it. So I went ahead and did that, and this let me complete the quest. I was officially done with what I needed in order to get my shoulders, but we went ahead and kept clearing the dungeon, and I just wanted to quickly show what had happened because it was really funny. So I'm not sure who or how it happened, but somebody accidentally pulled the whole bar. So if you've never been in the bar, there are all of these neutral mobs that will not attack you unless you interact with them. And so we pulled the whole bar and we completely wiped. I was just cracking up laughing the whole entire time. I don't know if other people were annoyed or not, but we did have a soul stone up, so it was no big deal. The healer was able to res us all, but we were all now trapped in this little corner of the bar because the mobs were still hostile. So we ended up having to fight our way out. And it was just really funny, you guys. I was laughing so hard the entire time. We went ahead and were able to clear through the bar, and we did eventually get to the Emperor. So the Emperor is kind of like the last boss in BRD. And just like with the Savage Gladiator chain drop that comes from Gorosh in the arena, the Emperor also drops a pre-raid best in slot item for me as a soon-to-be Fury DPS warrior. The Emperor can drop this trinket that's called the Hand of Justice. And so I was obviously very, very hopeful that he was going to drop it, but he did not drop it. He ended up dropping a staff and an axe that were really great weapons, to be honest. But yeah, I was obviously hoping for that trinket. But like I mentioned, I'm going to be coming back to BRD and trying to get that chest and trying to get this trinket. So there will be many runs to come in the future. After the dungeon, I obviously went back and went to go get my shoulders. So here they are, the Wyrmhide Spaulders, and I did just go ahead and put them on just for fun and to see what they look like. But I'm not going to be wearing these for now until I respec to Fury. The shoulders that I currently have are a much better fit for using a two-handed weapon and just with the build that I have for right now. So these shoulders will definitely just be sitting in the bank until I respec. But yeah, gamers, that is all for this video. Thank you so much for coming along with me to get my second piece of hit gear and going into BRD. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day or night, and I will see you in my next video.